Hello, my dear friends. Today we are starting our series on practical Indology, which was inspired by Dr. Tanmay. And Dr. Tanmay told me so much that I felt that he should share it with the other European world. What is the practical Indology and what are the main points? So, hello, Dr. Tanmay.
Hello.
I would like to ask you why there are so many gods in India.
This is a very interesting question. Why very important to know? Because now the world is a one globe. There are Abraham religions which believe in one God, monotheistic approach, whereas here it's a very polytheistic approach. Like when I am in my hospital, in my clinical health resort, I am doctor for patients. For my working team, I am not doctor. For them, I am a boss. For my children, I am papa. And for my dad, I am a son. So, as many qualities are there in this world, each quality has been made personification. They have given that persona to that quality, certain form, and they are called as power. Because every quality is very powerful, So this is very symbolic philosophy India follows. Here, when you have to start anything, you follow Ganesha. When you are missing love in your heart, you want, very dryness, then you start worshipping love God form, which is Krishna, the quality of love. If you want to be very powerful, then Shiva's form of Rudra. If you want to be very calm, Shanti, you start following the persona of Lord Ramachandra. So, here, God is not something which is in sky. God means a power. First of all, understand, a cosmic power. Cosmic power has a certain type of qualities, and each quality is given as a particular name. And Veda talks in a very symbolic language. Mythologies, all myth are actually symbolic. Can you imagine? Do you think that Indians, we are such an old culture, they are fools that they will worship some elephant animal or somebody like that? We worship because it's a symbolically very easy to understand, And very good that you put up these questions, because that's how, even in India, so many children have the questions in their mind, they don't have answers for that. So it's very important to tell them.
So, since we are starting today our series, and you said that Ganesha is for the start of everything, could you please tell me the qualities of Lord Ganesha and why it's the starting point for everything?
See, Ganesha is a very interesting concept of Vedas, where Shiva himself is the son of Shiva and Parvati, and Shiva cut his hair and put the hair of elephant, There's a story. Nobody will believe this. Even I, if anyone. And do you think that people are crazy to create this? No. There is a symbolic, hidden meaning behind it. Look, first you have to understand word Ganesha. What the word Ganesha means. You see, Ganesha word means Ganana. I'm telling Sanskrit, then I'll tell the meaning of that. Ganana nam yah ishaha sa Ganesha. Anything which is the god of calculation, that is Ganesha. Ganana means calculation. Ganesha means a god of calculation. Now tell me, before you start anything, will you suddenly jump in the water? You calculate the steps. Even if you cook the food, you plan, you calculate, okay, this much of the water, this much rice, this much this. Okay, if I see patients, I have to calculate, okay, this is the problem, how and what I have to do and what happening, and then what medicine I have to give. As an astrologer, I have to calculate, okay, when he took birth, that time sky was having this planet situation and today is this planet situation. So decoding cosmos to understand human life. Anywhere, even if you have to do business, if you have to be, like if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to be a doctor, engineer, anything, even if you want to talk to your wife or children, you must calculate your steps, and that is Ganesha. So when they say that worship Ganesha before you start anything, as you said before you are starting this series on Indian culture, I believe. So worshipping Ganesha means before, if you calculate everything, then there will not be any problems, obstacles, and you can continue your work for long. So in one way, I would say that Ganesha means a god of planning, a god of calculation, and where you calculate the risk, possibility, and you create a structure. Everything is made twice, once in a brain and once in reality. If this building is made, it was made by architect on plan, paper, or in my brain, and then it happened in reality. So before your reality, what you plan, what you calculate, that is Ganesha.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. And then the next question, why gods have mounts then? If there are conceptions, why conceptions need a mount in the first hand?
Look, two questions always came in my mind when I was a small child. And people also should get that question. Why this elephant head and why these mounts, especially mouse with Ganesha? When I asked when I was a child, I asked my teachers, why this mouse is always there with Ganesha? I even asked that whether Ganesha sits on the mouse, mouse will die. Why this? My father, Dr. Manmohan Goswami, has given a beautiful reply. He said that mouse is a very fast, wavery animal like a mind. It's a symbolic meaning. If you plan things in beginning, then your mind won't be wavery, disturbed. Chanchala is a word in Hindi we use, in Sanskrit, in Indian languages. Like changing. This, that. No, now change this. One wall, you put, no, change another wall. Or, you don't know, you keep on changing. That means that this is like a mouse. If you follow concept of Ganesha, means, you listen very carefully, means, if you see the Ganesha whole, that book, because it's a book, in spite of writing with the words, they wrote in the form of artistic language, that's it. This book of idol says he has a very sharp, small eyes, which is sharply observing. Okay? So before you start anything, look with full focus. Big ears, listen everything, big tusk, smell everything. Elephant is very sensitive. And elephant is most intelligent animal, most tolerant and intelligent. If lion in all animal kingdom is most strength carrying animal, then most intelligence carrying animal is elephant. And then the big receiver, brain, my brain, your brain, everybody's brain is same, is like SIM card, same, but charges are different. So it's a big brain surface area. Absorb everything, see everything, listen everything, smell everything, eat everything, swallow everything, keep inside big tummy. And then with that big brain, churn, analyze, make a beautiful concept by past experiences, take conclusion, and then take sankalpa. Means mind which is like mouse moving here and there fast, very changing mind becomes stable. Means Ganesha sits on mouse, means mind is here mouse and Ganesha sits on the mind. If you start anything with proper planning, calculation, by first grasping everything and then analyzing with like most powerful brain, like elephant brain, and then when you do, then this mind like mouse remain under control.
Wow.
This is the symbol meaning of that.
Amazing. It makes so much sense, actually. Then my next question would be, I heard that Ganesha is very revered and important for astrology and astrologers.
Very true.
So why is that?
Astrology, Gregory, is a calculation-based science. You do nothing but calculation. You calculate planet positioning, you calculate the time, and it's a science of calculation and to understand the time dimension, and on that basis you observe future probability and tell, okay, this was the calculation of the past, on that basis this can be future. So calculation is under control of Ganesha, the intelligence, the brain. So if you, Ganesha means a god of the brain, the god of the planning, the god of the calculation. And an astrologer needs three things: brain, planning, and calculation. That's why people come to plan their future. Everybody wants to plan the future. Many people criticize astrology. I feel very shocked. When they are in problem, they go to the astrologers. I saw also. Everybody wants to plan the future. If you go to bank, they will give you money only when they see 3 years your IT of the past. On that basis, they decide whether you can return back in future. If you have to take employee interview, you see resume, how was the past working experience? Okay, this guy can work in future. So everybody want to know. There's also astrology. So anything which you want to calculate, and you calculate the future's steps. The astrologer's job is job of Ganesha. So he cannot leave. You should always remember, when you develop a concept of Ganesha, Gregory, this is a programming. You program yourself that before you start anything, you plan. It means you follow Ganesha. If a person who says that I'm extempore in my job, you can be good 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, but one day you can do mistake. You may speak something which is maybe unparliamentary. You may do mistake, or like you may sometimes lose confidence. You may be very intelligent and extempore. I used to do that. But then I started believing Ganesha. Means, it's not Ganesha believing means going to temple and praying to Ganesha. It is a concept. It's a programming. That when you get up in the morning, you start your day, means you calculate. You start your work, means you calculate. That is Ganesha. Starting anything, two concepts, two qualities are told to be worshipped, means to be planned. One Ganesha and one Narasimha. Brain and power. If you follow these two, nobody can stop you to be successful.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, can you then suggest me what would be the best mantra for meditating? Not now. I won't say praying now. For meditating on Ganesha.
When you meditate, there is no prayers. This is not religion. This is a programming of mind for calculation before you start anything. Come on, one God, one God. Okay, there is a one only, but has many qualities, right? So one quality has been focused here. You know, when I am in my home, my children doesn't want to know that I am a doctor or I am a social servant or do social services and I am a chief of some organization. No, they don't want to know. For them, I am Papa. So when I need in that supreme consciousness, I want to have one quality of consciousness, that is calculation and planning. So the most important thing is meditation, as you said. Close your eyes. Before you start calculating or starting your work, first focus on this form, this calculation, and then say Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om. 11 times if you say Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om. And then you start same programming, observing everything, smelling everything, hearing everything, grasping everything and then analyzing in the brain everything, elephant brain, the biggest brain, you come to a right decision, you are confident, and you can do great things. Even surprising thing I tell you. Calculator, computer. Computer's job is calculation, right? Data. It also has mouse. Now, how computer got mouse as a mount?
And it also keeps focus of what you do with computer.
Yeah. If mouse is disturbed, you cannot focus anywhere. You see, nobody told. A guy who may have invented computer, he made something like Ganesha. Ganesha calculation with mouse. Computer with mouse. Well, this is something which is something. This is also my guru, my father, Dr. Manmohan Goswami told me this. Hey, Tanmay, why don't you see this very close connection between computer with mouse to Ganesha with mouse?
And maybe then one of the last questions. And why you said 11 times?
Well, actually, 21 is a number. Numerology is there in this. Ganesha's mantra should be chanted minimum 21. Why it's like it's a big calculation. Again, it's a calculation. Again, there is a reason for charging. With that we will discuss some other time. But 21 is a number for numerological power number for Ganesha. You can say 2 + 1, 3 also. So therefore, 3 is also for Jupiter, and Ganesha is for Jupiter, same intelligence. So a lot we can connect with astrology, but we will do it some other, when we do series on astrology, that time we will take. Anybody who has difficulty in making decisions, starting trouble, in planning, calculation of the risks for future, they must meditate on Ganesha. What do you meditate? You become like that. Today you are feeling me as a friend, as your astrological friend.